Got Thomas Gilman in Colorado Springs for his World Team Evaluation. Talk about what this process is like and kind of what you go through with the coaches on a trip like this.
Yeah, so it's an interesting process. We kind of have called a worksheet, I guess, and go through and they ask questions on how they can improve and how we can improve as well. So it's a two-way street, and just kind of getting conversation going about there's things that were good and things that weren't good, things that we can improve on in the future, and it's good to get things out there and get the conversation going about the tournament and training and all that. So it's fun.
So prior to the conversations that you had today about your World's performance, what were your thoughts on it being a couple months out from it, and then how did these conversations maybe change that or?
Yeah, so since the Worlds, I mean, obviously there's a lot of evaluation between myself, self-talk and evaluation with my coaching staff back home, and then obviously here, there's 3 different levels. So a lot of ways to break it down, a lot of different ways to look at it, and just looking back at my World Championships personally, what wasn't a lot of leg attacks, not a lot of scoring. I was getting a little too caught up in the hand fight, and so there's some details in there that were talked about and issues talked about, but overall just getting to the legs and picking up my rate of attack and put myself in wrestling positions, and that's how I'm going to win matches. That's how I'm going to win the Worlds is by putting myself in positions to score. Not only beating a guy up with a hand fight, because it's more than that. You got to go to techniques and yeah.
So you talk about winning the Worlds, you also have to win your spot in the U.S., and you've got some young guys coming up. So how do you stay on top in the U.S. and then get on top in the world?
I don't really think about that staying on top too much. When you start thinking about staying on top, you kind of get complacent a little bit. And there's a lot of talk last year, and there's going to be a lot of talk in the future with these young guys coming up. But, we took care of that. When I say we, me, myself, and I, right? Last year, there's a lot of talk on guys coming up. But, I don't know. Like I said, they're not the second coming of Jesus. We're all human beings, and I'm the best guy. So whoever wants to challenge can challenge. But I'm not worried about these guys in the United States. I'm worried about, beating the Russians and Iranians and the folks from Japan and Kazakhstan. I'm worried about those guys. I'm not worried about guys coming out of my room, my country, my area of the room or the world here. So just being the best I can be, and if I'm the best I can be, and I'm the best in the world. So not worried about too much other than getting better.
Can you talk about the Iowa room overall? You guys seem to have a lot of talent coming out of there from men and women, all weight classes kind of thing.
Yeah, especially down the lower weights, from 25 through 41, especially 49. I was kind of joking around the other day with Sam Brooks. I was like, man, I kind of got to search hard for a day off kind of partner, a guy that I can really whoop on, because every time I turn around, there's a good guy, good hungry guy that's, lightweight that's wanting to scrap and take my head off. So it's good, and we also got women in there now, and they're good. They're good energy. They come in, they want to work hard, and they're ambitious, and they want to get better. So the more good energy, the better.
Talk about, was there any kind of hit to your confidence not getting a medal this year after getting silver the year before?
No, I don't think there's any hit to my confidence. I think that I know what I need to do to get back, on the podium. I don't think that's what it's about. Being on the podium is about being a world limited champion, but there's no hit to my confidence. I know where I'm lacking and where I need to improve, and it's just steps along the way, and sometimes those steps are hard to take. Sometimes you fall, and sometimes you just got to get back up, and that's what I'm doing right now, just getting back up and evaluating and just moving forward. But you can't let that waver your confidence. It's not about the result. It's about the process, and that can get kind of cheesy sometimes. But sometimes we get caught up in just the result. We want this, we want that, but we got to step back and realize that it's the process that's going to get us there.
Last one, what's your competition schedule look like moving forward?
Right now it's looking like going to Uregan in January, and after that we'll see. Want to get on the mat and compete a lot more this year. Unfortunately, last year I didn't really get to compete that much due to certain circumstances, but some things you can't control. But this year I want to compete more and just get on the mat more, and just the more I can learn and get better, the better.
Cool. Thanks.